All right, we're here with Dan with Constriction Addiction, and he's here at the Tinley Park show here in March. So, Dan, what do you have at the show here for us, everybody today?
We brought a couple cool things. We've got the this black pastel banana yellow belly pod. This is the only one that we know of. I've been working really well with this, moving the banana in a different direction.
Sure.
It's fantastic. Love it. Really key for some of the freeway and highway pod projects down the road.
Definitely.
We also did this year. This is the pastel yellow belly banana pod.
Okay.
The larger this animal gets, the more orange blushing, orange coloration that comes in on it. I think this animal's going to be really impressive at about 500 grams.
Definitely.
It's fantastic. Also, one of our other key projects that has been really great is some of our ultramel stuff. For years, we've talked about how different some of the ultramel stuff is with us. So we've got like a simple black pastel ultramel here, and we added in a blackback gene with hypo and produced this black pastel ultra glow wither, which is a blackback gene that we've added in.
Sure.
And it just produced this really beautiful high orange animal.
Yeah, as I said, oranges are really intense, aren't they?
Absolutely. We can take a simple example of what that blackback gene is doing as we put this animal. This is a regular black pastel het ultramel, which would be this animal here.
Okay.
And this would be the black pastel het with the wither gene. So you can see how it's bringing in this black back pattern. It's really making it dark. And when transferred over to ultramel, it just really brought out a great coloration. Really phenomenal product.
Really neat looking.
Absolutely.
I like to see that as an adult.
Yes, absolutely. So we're moving that into a couple of different projects. Hopefully that's going to be a cool thing down the road as ultramel progresses.
Yep.
Let's see what else we got here. A couple other ones this weekend. One of the big showstoppers is probably some of our Scaleless animals that we produced. We produced the Lemon Blast Scaleless last year.
Yeah.
She's in shed right now, but still just absolutely phenomenal. The Scaleless mutation and what we can achieve with it.
Yeah, just in person, it's a lot brighter than a regular lemon blast would be at that size. At that size, you have the darker scales already and everything else, right?
Absolutely.
Where this
absolutely. We've got just a simple. We got a couple more Scaleless mutations. Scaleless female. I've got a pastel there, but it's in shed. It's a beautiful Scaleless female.
Very cool.
Very cool.
It's neat how like where you normally would have your saddles and stuff like that. You have like it's almost like it's filtering. You know what I mean? It's kind of
absolutely.
And
they're just phenomenal. Absolutely incredible. I can't wait to see I can't wait to see what we end up doing with the Scaleless project.
Definitely a lot of potential in it, that's for sure.
It's got a long road to go, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like them, but I still think it's got a good ways to go. Let's see.
I think we were talking earlier, you and me, when we were talking about how this one's got a little bit of a beading on the top, kind of along the dorsal strap. I don't know if they can see it in the camera or not, but it's kind of neat with the way those beads kind of. So it's scaleless, but it's like a little bit like that micro scale type, like a beading type thing in there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually getting ready to release a video. What we have found out is a lot of the Scaleless heads are producing microscale type animals with no labial pits. Yep. And then I've got friends that have some of the original microscales, and they're actually producing Scaleless head type animals.
Sure.
That do have labial pits. So we took two animals that were microscale type that didn't have the labial pits and produced this animal, which is I would say only about 80% scaleless. You can see the scales down the back of the spine here,
right.
From head to tail. It brought in a lot more scales, you know. And then with the animals that do have the labial pits, which was from these breedings, you can see you're getting about a 97 to 100% scaleless animal.
Right.
I don't think that, you know, that's a correlation because we have such a small sample size.
Sure. This
is just what my experience has been over the last, you know, couple of months that we've been working with these guys. But I love them. I think they're fantastic, and I still think we have a lot to learn and a lot to do with these animals.
For sure.
Absolutely. Let's see what else we can find for you. This is a pretty neat combo that we did this year. This is, let's see. This is a blackhead champagne. This one has, not a lot of people have seen this combo, but I love what it did to the champagne. I want to add a couple more genes into it.
Oh, definitely. That's pretty neat.
But definitely one of the really, really phenomenal outcomes for dominant genes. I can't wait to see where we take this and what we can do with it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. We can start adding, you know, with the blackhead, a lot of correlations in some of like the ringer gene and red gene that comes along in blackhead, which adds this wonderful pattern. It floats the pattern up off the bottom.
Sure.
It just makes this crazy, crazy looking animal. Really neat, awesome to work with. Blackhead has really threw some surprises with being, you know, overpowering the spider gene and what it's done with some of the pod combinations. I really, really love those.
I remember seeing Ralph Davis's blackhead videos and thinking, man, that is a pretty neat gene, and eventually I'd like to work with it for sure. So
absolutely, absolutely. These guys are pretty neat. These are like some rodeo scream combos here. Okay. These guys are really neat. Produced some of these this year. This one's really orange. I believe this may be like super vanilla O.D. pin.
Okay.
Not exactly sure. I had two males in there. They were both along the same lines of genetics, but you know, there may be a gene or two that I'm missing there.
Sure.
But you know, we're running a little low on inventory this year, as far as being March and waiting on eggs and, you know, the breeding season and things like that. But you know, it's just been really phenomenal. We've got this beautiful super pastel lesser leopard clown female. The clowns have just really exploded.
Yep.
This girl, I think if I don't sell her here, I'll probably end up keeping her. She is definitely packing on the weight. But we just really enjoy it, you know. This Tinley Park's one of the few shows that we do. It's just a phenomenal turnout. It's one of my favorite shows.
A lot of people passing through.
Absolutely, we get to meet guys like yourself. And,
yep, definitely.
Just to enjoy it, you know. We just started up our YouTube channel probably about 3 weeks ago.
And what's the name on the YouTube channel?
It's Constriction Addiction.
All right, sounds good.
Also on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and constrictionaddiction.com.
Perfect. So if you guys need to get a hold of him, see something you like, be sure to get a hold of Dan at any of those spots, and I'm sure he'll be able to help you out. Thanks a lot, Dan. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, I'm here with Carlos from O.T.B. Reptiles.
How's it going,
Carlos? Pretty good. How about yourself?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Thanks for asking.
All right, well, you got some really interesting stuff here. Some people may have or may not have heard of the rainbow gene, and you do a lot with that. Can we kind of?
Yeah, actually, we're working with it. It's a fairly new gene. It's recessive.
Okay.
Originated in Europe somewhere. I don't have a lot of back information on it. I do know it exists and is real. You know.
Yeah.
Some of the things that we found interesting about it is that the babies hatch looking kind of like a lavender albino, if you would, at first, and then they start transitioning to a more banana-like color. They're actually born with red eyes.
Okay.
And we don't know if this is related to the line of rainbows that we have or just to every line of rainbow, because the male that we bought is a Super Disco Enchi rainbow, and he kept his red eyes.
Okay.
But everything that we bred to him so far has had a phenomenal transition in color. So like I said, these guys, the purples here are white when they're first hatched. The eyes are red, and this little girl, she's about, let's say about 3 months old, and she's already has a huge transition in coloration for her. You know, the whites are now purplish lavenders. The eyes are starting to get much darker. And then what we've seen so far in the last 2 clutches that we had is that these girls are just getting a lot of color into them, and they're just intensifying. This one right here has got disco and it has N.A.R.B.C as well, and you can tell, but she's got a little bit of reduced pattern on her. This one over here just has disco, but the similarities are there in coloration.
Right, yeah.
So what we find most interesting about the project that is how Mom came about. This is Mom right here to all 3 of these. Dad is our super disco N.A.R.B.C rainbow.
Okay.
And he, like I said, he has red eyes, but for some reason, none of the kids here, or the babies, have maintained that coloration on the reds. Okay. When she was hatched, she hatched just looking out just like this.
So this one right here,
yep,
used to look like that.
Used to look like that.
That is 100%. A wicked transformation.
It is, man, super crazy. But what we are seeing is that we were expecting that, you know, the last clutch, when the first clutch she gave us, it was 4 babies, and all the babies hatched out looking like this. Okay. They all transformed. I did the pairing again last year, same dad, same mom, and she gave us again 5 eggs, and I was expecting visuals in here, all visuals like we did the year before. Well, that wasn't the case. Okay. We only got 1 visual, and everything else is disco or disco N.A.R.B.C. Okay. So we that kind of like confused everybody a little bit more. So now what we've done is, I don't know what's going on, and I think there is something going on. The truth is in the pudding. Right. You know, it's there. Definitely. The colors are there, the animals are there, and we're fabricating them. It's just that not knowing what's going on, and what we did is we put a stop in sales in the project. Sure, a little bit more breeding research. A little bit more breeding research, and what we're doing is we're breeding the original mom back to the original dad, which is a GHI male. Okay. This girl hatched out of a GHI male pairing and a normal female. So what we're going to do is we're going to breed her to dad this year and try to isolate whatever's going on with her. Sure. If we get any rainbow-looking animals, we know it's maybe a different line, or maybe there's some compatibility. Right. But you know, we're also thinking that maybe something like a T positive. Okay. Allelic with the rainbow albino. Sure. Sure. But not knowing, you know, we bred our rainbow male to her mom. She gave us 11 eggs and not a single rainbow in the clutch. Wow, really? So we're really confused as to what's going on. Right, and unless it's just really bad odds for 1 clutch. Yeah, which is incredible. You know, it was bad odds because out of the clutch, we got 9 males and 2 females. Oh, wow. So, you know, we got kicked all the way around. Double bad odds. That's right, that's right. We got kicked all the way around. But we're racing some females from last year, and these are some of the heads that we have from the original Super Disco N.A.R.B.C rainbow male. Nothing related to this girl. But those are all head for rainbow, and you can tell even just the head alone just makes the colors pop a little bit more, you know? Yeah, definitely. We produced several disco fires over the years. None of them have been as bright as those right there. Okay. Yeah, they're really, really nice coloration and stuff on, and then... Yeah, so we're hoping to get more answers this year, man, but as far as colors go, I mean, she's going into shit a little bit now, but really nice coloration. Really nice colors, man. Super bright. It's nice and clean. Very clean. Nice and clean. Very cool. Not sure, you know. I'm almost willing to say I'm positive disco is not what did this color transformation here. Right. There's a 3rd gene at play here. We don't know what it is, and we think it's tied to the mom. Right. So it'll be probably, my guess is another year or 2 before we figure out something, but I think we're onto something. Sounds good. Perfect. And then besides the rainbow stuff, you also have a few other actually, this one, I know that you were talking about before the camera started rolling, the Disco Fire N.A.R.B.C clown. Yeah. That rainbow. So this guy's related to the project. We actually, the first year with a hype on the clown, we took the dad and bred him to a clown female, and we made some double heads. And we bred a Disco N.A.R.B.C double head rainbow clown male to a fire clown female last year. and several of these babies hatched out. This is a disco anchy fire clown. He's possible het rainbow, and I mean, this thing came out just like I thought it would, but like 400% better, you know.
Right.
I was expecting some of the pied, I guess copycat pattern on it that the Disco Fire has, you know.
Right.
But the Disco Inferno really put a stop at the clown pattern here, you know. The only way you can tell is really on the head, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
So it really overpowered the clown pattern, which is interesting because clown being such a pattern-heavy mutation, I wasn't expecting that part.
Right. Kind of have a little bit of the like darkness around the eyes, kind of, you know. That
It gives it away, yeah. And then you know, obviously the fire clown head on him.
Yep.
It's a little bit reduced with the Enchi, but man, I was totally shocked when I saw these little guys hatch.
Yeah, no kidding. You like seeing the stuff like that come out of the eggs, right?
Hell yeah, no, absolutely. You know, we made 4 of them. Unfortunately, none of them were girls.
Okay.
So we're kind of bummed about that, but we're looking forward to see what we do with them. Obviously, you're pretty committed on what to do here because this is an animal. Disco and fire being a lily, it's an animal you cannot reproduce unless you're breeding it to a disco or to a fire.
Exactly. Yep.
So you're pretty much the way you want to go to reproduce them is breeding them either to another fire or another disco clown or something like that, just in order to make it, you know, continue to train here. If you would.
Because right now if you just breed that to if people don't know the allelic stuff, basically what that means is if you breed this to like a normal, everything's going to be either disco or fire, but it can't be disco fire anyway.
Correct, correct. So, you know, but we're excited about it, and we have the girls to put to them and just transform into something else, so we're working at it already.
Perfect. Sounds good. Other than that stuff, you get some awesome rainbow stuff, het rainbow stuff, the clown stuff. The disco fire stuff is pretty awesome.
Here's another
really cool
neat little animal. I don't know if you know, real quick, show you guys. This is a Partho clutch, man. You know, I'm not sure everybody knows what a Partho clutch is, but basically, you know, like most of the general rules of thumb for a Partho is that a female impregnates herself or makes herself grab it, and she can reproduce only the genes that she has. And only the sexes that she has. So this was a Mystic Fire that I was breeding actually to the Super Disco Enchi Rainbow male to make some more Disco Fire, which with Enchi and Mystic and all that stuff.
Okay.
And then she laid 6 eggs, 2 of them died, and then 3 of these little things hatched in the clutch. And obviously we have no idea what it is. We're calling it something because. It just don't know what it is, but they're all females. There's no males. Obviously, it's a Partho clutch, so that she doesn't have the chromosomes to pass on the male genes.
Right.
But I mean, super neat looking animals. There's been similarities. So people have mentioned the stranger gene, the Wookiee, and several others out there. So I mean, I've been in contact with Roland on WHS Reptiles, and we talked about it. You know, the similarities are incredible, but obviously. We're not dubbing anything until we breed it and prove it out.
Exactly. Yep.
So we got a long ways ahead to go in this thing.
A lot of trials and tribulations.
That's right. So, but super neat. We, you know,
really cool.
Looking forward to it.
Definitely awesome. Well, you got some really awesome stuff here.
Thanks, man.
Carlos. Really cool. And so if people are actually looking, besides shows, if they are trying to get a hold of you, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
Sure. Primarily O.T.B Reptiles Facebook page or Instagram. You know, we've had a website on and off, you know, OTBReptiles.com. We're kind of hoping to have it back up here in the next 2 months, but Facebook, O.T.B Reptiles, is the best way to get a contact, or hold of me, I should say.
Sure. And otherwise, they might see you at shows periodically throughout the year.
NARBCs, I'm always there, and maybe some Repticons down like in Atlanta or something like that.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you very much, Carlos. Hopefully people like check out this rainbow stuff, and maybe I think I saw some stuff on Morph Market too. I think there's like 2 rainbows in there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who exactly had them on there, but yeah, like the rainbow thing. I think it's gonna catch fire, literally.
I think so. Eventually, once we figure out what's going on, we'll figure something out, and then spread the word.
All right, sounds good. Thanks again, Carlos. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, man. Take care.
All right, everybody, we're here with Brock Wagner from Wagner Reptiles. How's it going this weekend, Brock?
It's going good, Doug. How are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. You got some really awesome stuff you brought along. You mind showing people kind of what we have here?
You bet. Let's start off with the Scaleless head project. It's always been something very special to me, and I was very happy. I partnered with Winston Smith on the Scaleless head project, because Winston's been a good friend of mine forever.
Okay.
And long story short, he came up, and this is a banana Scaleless head female. This one might have a little phantom in her. I'm not 100% sure, Doug. Anyway, I'm really excited about the Scaleless head project. It's done very well for me. I have a 500-gram Scaleless male at my house. I show him off every now and then. I named him, or my kids named him Coolio. My 6-year-old and 9-year-old daughter actually play with Coolio quite a bit.
Okay.
And I know you and me were talking yesterday about the husbandry on fully Scaleless animals.
Right.
And so you had some questions for me, and I kind of wanted to tell people how I actually keep them. I know Daniel Allison's keeping them, Dave Levison's keeping them. It sounds like we all kind of do it just a little bit differently. What I've had success with was I keep them on newspaper.
Okay.
And what I recommend is you keep them on newspaper, and that you put like a 5-quart water bowl and put about 2 inches of water in it. Put that at the back of the cage on the heat tape, and I think that raises the humidity level in the cage, and that way they do a good shed. You don't have any dry sheds, because with a Scaleless animal, that's the biggest concern everybody has.
Right. Yep.
Is the dry shed, and so that is how I've been keeping little Coolio, and I've had no dry sheds, nothing bad, nothing harm or detrimental to his health that way.
Perfect.
And as far as him eating, he eats just live rats, live mice with gusto. I have no problem with it. He's 500 grams, and I've almost got him breeding right now.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. So what I do for breeding is I just put him in a CB70 tub on newspaper with the adult female.
Sure.
And then he jumps up on top of him. He just hasn't locked up yet.
Okay.
So yeah.
So for people wondering, hey, people have healthy adult snakes, so Scaleless stuff, so that's for sure.
Yes, I would recommend not keeping them on aspen bedding.
Okay.
Winston did that with our first male, and it wasn't detrimental, but you could tell like it was poking the skin, and
Sure.
the snake, I don't think the snake really liked it, and so that's why we flipped over to newspaper,
Right.
and that's been working really well.
Right, yeah, and it's like kind of a learning curve at first, because nobody had dealt with a Scaleless ball python before, so obviously we're figuring stuff out, and now things are
Exactly, because I got into the project with Winston in 2014. I guess we're at 2018 already. Me and Winston have hatched out a total of, I think it's 5 or 6. I can't even remember off the top of my head. 5 or 6 visuals. The first ones we sold, because people really wanted them. A couple went overseas, and we now have 3 ourselves. And Winston's got 2. He's got a pastel and a super pastel at his place that are completely Scaleless. He's keeping them on newspaper as well.
Okay.
And they're doing great. They're 600-700 grams, and so they're looking good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then besides the Scaleless stuff, you also have some other really cool stuff. Mackenzie.
Yeah, the Mackenzie. This is something that, again, with Winston, I actually bought my own male. Me and Brad did. And so we have a Fire Mackenzie male that we purchased, and this is our first babies from it. And this one here would be a Mackenzie Pastel Lesser, and this one here, which I think I like this one kind of the best. This is a Lemon Blast Fire Mackenzie.
Okay.
And so I know you can see the fire in it, and the Mackenzie gene, again, I'm not a super expert, I'd have to have Winston explain it better, but the Mackenzie gene kind of looks, fire-ish, but as you can see, I think the Mackenzie really shows off, Doug, in this Lemon Blast. And can you see how it kind of did with because fire wouldn't do that to the pattern. Do you see where I'm kind of talking about? See how the pattern's kind of muted or kind of diluted a little bit? Yep. And I think that's, again, I'm not an expert on the Mackenzies. These are my first 2 I've ever hatched out. We're really excited because we're doing breedings this year to make some more.
Okay.
And I really like how it dilutes the pattern, kind of changes things up a little bit. So
yeah, definitely.
it amplifies the animal, makes it look a little bit better. And the super form, have you seen the super form?
I've seen a couple pictures online, and it's pretty awesome.
Mark Petros has a super, if I remember correctly.
I think so, yeah, I think it might be.
And it's really, really nice looking.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Super Mackenzie stuff's pretty interesting. So you consider putting that into a lot of combos, and then it's gonna be wow.
Yes. Winston showed me what sold me on it was that he had the Super Mackenzie pinstripe, and I think it had another gene in it.
Okay.
And the snake just really popped. The color was like desert ghosty. Really liked it. We all know that everybody loves desert ghost stuff. I think you're working with desert
working
ghost.
with a lot of desert ghost stuff. So I'm really pumped up about that, because it's like, if you want to see a snake how it looks as a baby, but as an adult, I think Desert Ghost is kind of the thing.
I saw in one of your videos. So I watch your videos, and so I saw that you were into the Desert Ghost project.
Yeah.
I think the Desert Ghost stuff is cool.
Definitely, especially if you have a pastel Desert Ghost. So you want to see what pastel should look like. That's what you want to have with it. So yep.
Yes,
Definitely.
yes. So I'm very excited about working with this. This is kind of something new, kind of keeps things exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
I am also working with Nanny Mojave, I have a Nanny Mojave breeder,
Okay.
and so I'm working with the Nanny project.
Okay.
Kind of excited about this one too, Doug. I'm breeding into clowns this year. I don't know if that's been done yet.
Okay.
I'm sure people are probably trying it.
Right.
But that's one of the main things I'm doing this year with my Nanny Mojave. This is a nice Nanny Mojave male. I think this is cool how the Nanny made with the Mojave, kind of just really kind of GHI-ish, but not, with the brown color.
Right, yeah, kind of a little bit different. The way the patterning is, it's not so much that blush. It's blush, but it's kind of a different kind of a blush. I don't know how to explain it.
I agree with you. Yeah, kind of you're right, like a blush, but I like that it made a full stripe. We all love the stripe.
Yeah, yeah.
So it made a full stripe, and then how it changes it here where it's not super dark, but it is, still brown. It kind of, changed. I like what it did. It really comboed with the Mojave really well. And I know that there's a lot of things that haven't been done yet with the Nanny gene. So I'm really excited about getting into lessers, making possibly like a super lesser Nanny and see our super Mojave Nanny. Let's see,
Right.
I don't think that's been done, so we can maybe make something cool with that.
Exactly. Really cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And again, that's a Nanny gene here showing.
Yeah, it's the Nanny gene, and we'll come over here to our definite pride and joy here. So we have the Sunset Project. Me and Brad got into the Sunset Project together. Me and Brad, Boa Reptiles.
Yep.
We got our male back in 2013, and we were the first people to buy actually a Sunset male from Brian Barczyk. Paid a lot of money for it. And we did. It takes a while to get a simple recessive project going.
Right.
And
yep.
that was one thing that me and Brad really learned together was we invested a lot of money and we had to get the babies going. We had to raise up the hets and at first just getting the male to cooperate, get it all bred into it.
Yep.
Some people have criticism. Everybody has criticism of every gene.
Right.
After getting these in my hands and after we hatched them and playing with them in person, I love them even more now because not only is it a color changer, but it's a pattern changer.
Right.
And Doug, I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. This is just a regular.
This is just a regular.
You can see that the pattern. It doesn't look like a normal ball python with a different coat of paint on it. It actually, you can see that there's that pattern change.
Yes, it's complete pattern change. This one here, I'm thinking this guy's probably going to be my breeder male at my place. This is a lesser Sunset. Very cool, isn't it? I love what the lesser. We had no clue when we were making these. We made hats and we didn't know what this was going to turn out like. But we love how the lesser really interacted with the Sunset gene. I mean, it is just so bad to the bone. Love the combos here. I see a lot of potential. First off, clown. I mean, I was the first one to do lesser clowns back in 2009, and so I really want to get the lesser clown Sunset out and be the first to do that. It's just one of my little things, but I think this could be really cool and being able to do that. So
right. One thing too, and I've mentioned this in other videos of myself and doing interviews and stuff. Pictures can do so much justice. Videos can do a little more justice, but seeing this stuff in person, that's a lot of people haven't seen these in person, so they see pictures and they might judge a little bit based on the picture.
I've had people tell me the brown snakes are not that pretty and all that stuff. Kind of, would you agree when you see them in person?
Oh, yeah, in person
you can really appreciate the beauty that they have and maybe see potential in what they can do.
Definitely.
I'm going to show you, we have the Banana Sunset, which by far is the most beautiful snake that we've produced. It is in shed, so I apologize. So I have this one here, Doug. This is the Banana Lesser Sunset.
Wow, look at that. That is
isn't that
crazy
cool?
Coloration on that thing. It is awesome.
Yeah, it's really colorful. I'm a sucker for color, as obviously I was with the Banana Project. That's what, when I saw the Banana, Doug, I was like, I have to have that. I don't care how much money it is. I have to have that project. 'Cause I knew it was going to be a big one. I knew it was going to do so much to the industry, which I believe it did.
Right. I think so too.
Everybody, it's like a pastel. Everybody had to have a banana.
Yeah.
So. But anyway, this snake. Look how the banana gene really mixed well with the Sunset. The banana the lesser gene actually diluted it, Doug, where the Banana Sunset has got more reds and more vibrant colors.
Okay.
So just a simple Banana Sunset is very, very, just excruciatingly beautiful.
Yeah, and then the outlining on the pattern, it just pops too. I mean, you're looking at it, it really pops. Even on my camera, I'm looking at it. Can you see it?
Yeah,
it looks really cool.
It looks really cool. And obviously you get with the lesser gene, you get the stripe.
Yep.
So you get the stripe down the back, and then you can kind of see the colorations right here.
Okay.
On the regular regular, like I said, on the regular sunset, this is all vibrant, like bright red, and then you got like this deep colors with even some purples in there.
Right.
Which is so cool.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm really bummed that she's in shed for the show, because I was really wanting to show her off. I was really looking forward to that.
Yeah,
but
there's got to be one thing that's got to,
everything. Hey, when we're dealing with living animals, this is all up to them. So it has nothing to do with us. And when you take care of them, they take care of you. And this is just a great hobby, great business.
Yeah,
been fun.
They don't say I better wait till Brock's on the show before I start shedding. They just
they do their thing. Yep, they do their thing. So this is the Banana Lesser Sunset.
Awesome, very cool. Very cool. And then besides the sunsets, you got some other stuff here for sale and stuff as well.
We are mostly sold out. We have some Scaleless head project stuff.
Yep.
Just a few odds and ends. We had a really big Tinley October. In fact, we had the biggest October Tinley. Tinley Park's been great for us. Okay.
Sure.
We had the best Tinley Park we ever had this last Tinley. We really had a lot of customers, a lot of sales. So it was really great.
Sure.
We're down to kind of just most of our high-end stuff right now. So.
Sure. Let's kind of give a quick thing. You got like Disco Fire and She Clown.
Yeah, we actually made this with Carlos.
Okay.
And so this is tied into our Rainbow project.
Okay. Yep.
So is that?
Yeah.
I don't have this open.
Sorry.
Did Carlos show you some of those?
Yeah, he showed us some of that stuff. So too, he had one over there on this table.
That he's showing off. Yeah, that's all right. And the one with the white down the back of the tail and all that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be our hold back.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really nice looking.
Very cool. A lot of really cool stuff. And if people, besides catching you at the shows and stuff, if they want to get a hold of you,
you bet.
If you want to go ahead and tell them how they can get a hold of you.
You can get a hold of me and Brett Boa. We both are Brett Boa Reptiles and Brock Wagner Reptiles on Facebook is the easiest way to get a hold of us. A lot of people like to do messages these days.
Yep.
Also, our phone numbers are on our web. We both have websites.
Yep.
And our phone numbers are also linked on our Facebook pages, so you can call us, text us. I get tons of text messages now. I know that's how most people communicate.
Right.
I have no problems. I'm very fluent with texting. So yes, you can get a hold of me on my website, or also Brock Wagner Reptiles. Message me or send me a text message.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Brock. You some awesome stuff. And look forward to seeing you probably in fall and Tinley again for sure. So
totally. Thank you so much, Doug.
Thanks.
I appreciate it, buddy.
Hey, thank you, Brock.
Thank you.
All right, I'm here with Justin from Kobylka Reptiles. How's it going today, Justin?
Great. We're just getting started. Excited about the day.
All right, perfect. What did you bring for people to see and maybe buy from you this weekend?
So the case we're looking at here is pretty much just to see.
Yeah, perfect.
So we had brought some of the really cool things from the 2017 season and some of the animals that people have seen on Instagram or YouTube and get a chance to look at them in person. But we have some of the really awesome pied stuff, the G-necks, brightening stuff in there with the bright orange, just incredible. Also have some, of course, the crazy clowns. We showed these, debuted these at Tinley. These are lace clowns, which is the white lace gene, which is incredible and really nice in clowns.
Yeah.
People have been waiting a long time to see another one of these. This is the GHI Mojave clown, but this one's with blades, so you got an extra bright color, extra clean pattern. Almost looks kind of hypo-ish or fire.
Yeah, it gives a clown a whole different coloration.
Yeah, really incredible. Really incredible how it turned out.
Really neat.
Yeah. Then of course the Magmas, it's talk of the show. It's been really awesome. We kind of released that a few days ago, and we brought a couple animals from that video.
Okay.
We brought the spot nose Magma with that just crazy pattern, that crazy head that just no one expected. I certainly didn't expect that.
Yeah, very cool.
And of course the Coral Glow Magma, which is actually looking brighter today than yesterday for whatever reason. Incredible. Just almost like an EKG there on the back stripe. Just insane.
Very cool. Very awesome to see in person.
For sure.
Video can only do so much justice, and then
the
rest of it you got to see.
That's the thing, and you got to see it in person. Then we got some Batman stuff. A couple of nice Batman, so what you can do with that. We have the regular on this side, just an extra crazy pattern.
Yep.
And then we had fire and yellow belly to make it really pop with the orange and yellow.
Yeah, it really kind of brightens it up a lot.
Right.
Very cool. And then besides putting the red stripe with the Magma stuff in the clown, you also have really cool combos without clown in it as well.
Right. Red stripe's a great gene. It doesn't really need clown in order to be awesome. It just needs a little bit of creativity. So we brought some really cool just red stripe combos. This is a Firefly yellow belly red stripe here, and to the right we have a Confusion Firefly red stripe, which Confusion's a new gene and just fantastic. It's similar to a couple other genes on the market that are brand new and just super exciting. We're excited to get it in such a great combo so early.
Exactly. Yeah, really cool looking.
Yeah, really awesome.
For sure.
Then up here we got the Super Blade Grail, which is insanely orange, just insane. And it's got these like little white bow ties on the orange body.
Yeah.
So reduced. Grail is a lavender clown. I get asked that a lot here at the show. So this is like Super Blade lavender clown. And then to the left we have the kind of the frustration of the last few years for me trying to make a Sumapide. We finally got that Sumapide after all those years of working on it.
Right, and in case people don't know, Suma is super mahogany. And mahogany is kind of one of those untapped genes too, I believe.
It really is. No, it really is. Other than the Suma, people really don't know what it can make
Right.
yet. And we'll show them. We'll figure it out.
That's what makes it fun, right?
Yeah. We'll do the work.
It's like you're trying to get an escape either.
Yeah. Let's pull them back in. So
very cool. And then you got there's a fire hypo desert ghost over
Yeah,
there.
fire hypo desert
is
ghost.
like one of those genes too. I've been working with desert ghosts. They should have a lot of desert ghost stuff coming this season.
Awesome.
So I'm really excited about that, and I think that's one of those untapped recessive genes. I don't think a lot of people really.
this one almost has like a blue-purple color to it.
Right.
Really incredible.
Very cool, and that's getting that fire and hypo in there. So
Yeah.
really cool. Very clean. That thing doesn't look just as awesome as an adult as it does right
or
now.
better. The Desert
yeah.
Ghost, just comes in with age.
Yeah.
That's really incredible.
One of the few things, or one of the many things I like about Desert Ghost.
Absolutely.
And so that's all the stuff that's not for sale.
Right. So we have a few things over here for sale, but they're not nearly as exciting. You know.
Yeah,
you can see those on my site.
Yeah, we got just kind of a quick overview here. Just kind of like got some dreamsicle stuff, right?
Dreamsicles.
Some more clown stuff and pied stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the stuff really, really bright, really pops. And then, and you just released the video for the Magma project
Right.
just recently. So if people have more questions or want to see a little bit more stuff that you have on there, they can check out your YouTube channel.
That's
and
the best way to check out the video.
Yep, and your YouTube channel is just you go to type in Kobylka Reptiles and they'll find it right.
Yeah,
and then
or Justin K.
Or
because
Justin
no one knows
K.
how to spell Kobylka.
Oh,
Let's face it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you also have the website.
Right.
So people can check you out there, and then I see you kind of on the other social media sites as well, Facebook and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
So awesome, very nice stuff to show off there today, and I know it's been probably pretty busy for you this weekend. And
Hey, thanks for sharing. We appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem.
All you guys, and this is part of the fun is being able to share the animals. So
Yep, exactly.
That's
And
what it's all about.
appreciate your time, and good luck with the rest of the day for today. Just wrapping it up, and safe trip back. And
Thanks so much.
thanks again, Justin. Appreciate it.
Yeah.